Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Point Forward. The Paris Olympics have just begun, and we are all excited to see if Team USA can bring home the gold medal in hoops. We have a special Olympic basketball episode for you all today. We have a compilation of conversations Andre and I have had in the past between each other and some members of Team USA, both past and present. At the end, we debate which is the best Team USA of all time. Was it the 92 Dream Team with MJ, Bird, and Magic? Or was it the team Andre was on in 2012 with CP3, KD, LeBron, and Kobe? Speaking of that team, let's hop right into a conversation we had with a longtime Team USA captain, a man with more gold medals than any other men's basketball player. He actually has more than every nation besides the United States. His name is Carmelo Anthony. You speak about the current state of the league, and Dre is screaming.
I love it.
Yeah, Dre is screaming right now that the game might go international.
Ooh, it already is.
Yeah, we're coming up on the Olympics and everything like that. How do you foresee the Olympics finishing up, considering you're the most decorated athlete of all time? Three-time Olympic gold medalist, all-time leading scorer, most games played, rebounds. And he used to score have some scoring performances.
I used to love playing the USA basketball, though. It was so, I don't want to say easy, but it was so easy.
The three-point line was just too close.
Not even that. It was just so easy for me, right? For me personally. Because I'm like, bro, I got
slow-ass footed, heavy leg Europeans.
And I got I got CP, Jayson Kidd, I got Bron on this wing, Kobe on this wing, I got D-Wade coming off the bench, I got KD over here, I got Dwight Howard in the paint, Chris Buck.
Dre was ready.
Dre was on up there.
Dre was ready.
I was playing defense.
Dre, Dre, come on. Come on, we need to take Sean Prince.
No,
I'm gonna hold that point. I'm gonna come back to that. But this team that they put together now, right? Like, I honestly think ratings-wise, right? They're just talking about the business of basketball. This would be like the 92 Olympics when Jordan and them went to Barcelona. Like, the hype that had, I think this hype would be for this Olympics. Because you got to think, to your point, the international game has grown. International players damn near has taken over the league, right? So now we got to go put our Avengers together to go take on these other countries. So it's all eyes. It's all eyes. It's pressure too, because these other countries, these guys are playing against these guys every single day, and they know. As a player, you know. Luka looking at, okay. Jokic is like, okay. This is like, they know who they looking at. That's why Shea was doing what he was doing. He looking at niggas in the league like, over there. Oh, come on. Come on. This is summertime now. Right? So that's the mindset of how these international players are actually thinking, which is why they coming over here and putting up 40s and 50s. And,
like, down by Donovich from Atlanta is a problem, G.
He's very underrated.
I don't know why nobody speaks about him.
I used to try to get on my team.
Bro,
I used to try to get him, man, please.
If he start or not, it's a dub.
Yeah. He's
Goal
good
for the Knicks.
That Bogdanovich?
When he was in Detroit, he was hooping.
When he was in Utah, he had like 3-game winners like 2 years ago.
To be honest, and he played like he used to be posting dudes. I used to be like, bro,
Tibbs ain't trying to hear that shit, though. Tibbs like, nah, boy, nah.
Yeah, but what about Dre's moment with the team USA?
Yo, listen, man, Dre moment. So Dre probably don't even know this shit, man. Like, when the team is being made up, right, when you getting picked for the team, right, it's you know who,
It's only one spot, two spots left.
So, no, that's
two spots left.
You know who's the bulk of the team.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we need because they always, the way Jerry Colangelo did it, he started off, was it Tayshaun? In
It was Tayshaun.
In 08.
Yeah, it was Tayshaun.
So it was Michael Redd.
Tayshaun and Carlos Boozer.
Right. So that's how Jerry always like, okay, we gon' these are the roles that we got to fill. We need a stretch four. Okay, we got Melo. Yeah, we need Dwight Howard as a center. Who gonna replace Dwight? Okay, Tyson Chandler coming in 12. Right? Who gonna replace Tayshaun Prince? He was the almost the glue guy of the team. Might not play as much, but he gonna be there for the team. Good moral guy. Throw him in there, make some plays.
Everybody like him.
Everybody like him. He's a great locker room guy.
And you're not set tripping off the court. Like, he ain't like a superstar. Like, he ain't with you. Yeah, he not, young guy. Yeah.
That was him and Tayshaun and Michael Redd was the guy. In 12, Iggy was the guy. Because now they sitting back like, we ain't bringing Tayshaun back. Michael Redd we ain't bringing Mike. Who out of this group, that's a vet almost, that's a vet, could come in, hot and low maintenance, gonna play D, he don't mind coming in for 2-3 minutes, understand what Olympic basketball is about. It was Dre. We had no problems with that because we knew he understood that. And we knew Dre from back in the day. So a lot of us who was on that team came up with Dre. It wasn't nobody else in the league at that point in time that was doing what Dre was doing. So he earned his, I'm saying that now, he earned his spot on that team, even though we had 2 fucking spots. We had 2 spots, maybe 1.
It was Tyson, Kev Love.
AD. Did y'all say AD?
AD. It was me and AD.
AD was our rook.
Yeah, AD was a rook.
AD was the rook. But USA basketball, that shit is fun. So it was kind of easy in the sense that I don't have to be Denver Nugget Melo. I don't have to be Knicks Melo. I could be USA Melo. Like, I'm just gonna be a spot-up shot shooter, run the lane. But I always wanted to try to challenge myself. That's where the competitiveness come in at. So you mentioned rebounds. I always wanted to bring something else to the team. So I said, I'm going after Charles Barkley record. And it made the game fun for me.
Yeah, because every free
score,
throw rebound.
Right, so now, right. So now if I have a bad shooting game, I know I'm going to offensive rebound. I can get 15, 14 rebounds on a USA team. I'm going to make that fun. I'm yelling, fuck out of here. Like, I'm just trying to make fun of the game because I know I don't have to be cold. I ain't got to be Bron. I ain't got to do nothing else but pick and pop, get to the corner, trail 3.
So which team was the best team out of your 3 gold medal teams?
So 08, 12, 16.
I know.
I'm going to go with 08. I'm going with 08.
Who was on? Was that Dwight?
So this is Dwight and Dwight's time.
Was D. Will there?
D. Will.
That was okay.
He was there in 12 too, though.
Yeah, he was. But so hold on. But this D. Will, we talking about.
I'm talking about old D. Will.
We talking about 08 D. Will.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 08 D. Will. Yeah.
We had Dwight. We had 08 Dwight. 08 D. Will. 08 Braun.
Dwayne Wade.
D. Wade came off the bench. D. Wade said, I'm coming off the bench. He had just won a championship.
This is ball head D. Wade.
This is ball head number 9 D. Wade.
And Kobe was different in 08 than he was in 12.
Yeah. Kobe was more like the old head in 12.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see y'all Lithuania. I see y'all for Spain.
Right.
I see y'all Argentina.
Ginobili.
Other games.
For Rudy Fernandez, I see y'all against them. Yeah. Other games, cool. But 08, he was a demon. D. Will was a demon. Jason Kidd was
just asking y'all where y'all want the ball at, right?
That's all you needed.
Yeah.
That's all you needed. Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh in 08. Like, these was different.
Man, KD was that good, though.
Yeah, how did you?
Yes, he was.
I'm saying we had KD in 12 as well.
So you go to 12, now we got 12 Russ and 12 KD, 12
Kevin Love was a problem.
Kevin Love
was an underdog.
James Harden. Like
James was coming around. He was coming to the zone.
He was starting to hit that curve. So I'm always go with 8. I'm always go with 08 because that 8, I just knew where we were at as individual players in 08. And the mindset that we all had in 08, we was trying to kill each other in 08.
Yeah.
Like, we were trying to kill each other in 08. I'm saying during the NBA season. Like, we was trying to go at Cole, Braun, everybody can get it. Like, it was that serious in 08. And I don't think it was that serious in 12 to where as though they was trying to, like, teams was trying to, go at teams, but no individual guys was like, I'm going to kill this nigga. Like, I want to fuck Cole up. I can't wait to play Iggy. Like, it was like, this is what was going on. This was the mindset.
Melo is one of the greatest Olympians, but let's toss it over to one of the younger guys. At only 26 years old, Jayson Tatum is already a two-time Olympian and just coming off his first NBA championship. Tatum is surrounded by guys like Steph, LeBron, and KD, who he grew up watching. Here's Jayson Tatum on how it feels to compete against some of the guys that used to be his heroes. Do you ever look around, because he said being so good, you're 25 years old, you look at other dudes, it's crazy, you look at other kids that age and we're watching them do TikTok dances, seeing how fly they are and all that goofy stuff, and like, I think one thing I love about your brand that's so rare is you really keep it about hoop. Like, even when you talk about leading the league in minutes, or you're about to go, if you do play the Olympics, you're about to, and play in the finals, you're about to go on a whole nother 12-month run where you're basically hooping every single day, or 340 days out of 360 days. And it's like, do you ever look back and like, damn, well, he's able to get away with this, or like he's able to get away with that, but we're the same age, or like they haven't done anything yet. How are we still in the same air, same breath, getting paid the same dollars, and like everything's on my back? You ever think about that? Because it's legit different.
Not from a standpoint like it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's just like they don't understand. Like, it's crazy. You could go to work with people, like you could play on the same team with certain guys, and like me and Peyton the same age.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh,
and I've known Peyton since we was in high school. And it's like, it's no knock to P. Like, I love his game, but like we lived two different lives. Yeah. And it's like, but we still on the same team. And like, not like, I don't look at it like, man, when we lose, they not talking about him. I don't look at it like that. Yeah. And because it's just like, sometimes people think the best players don't have any worries. Like, yo, you get all the money, all the fame. It's like, no, we just got different problems. Like, you might worry about playing time or whatever. And it's like, yo, I'm trying to figure out how to be the best player on the best team and win, because that's all that they grade me on now.
We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more on playing hoops for Team USA.
Point. Forward.
Moving right along. Team USA is stacked this year. LeBron, KD, Curry, Tatum, Embiid, Ant-Man. But what does it take to build a gold medal team? Do you take the 12 best players, or do you take some role players? Here's Andre and I on how we would build an Olympic team.
This is where I get upset at the errors as we've gone along. So when you saw like the original Dream Team, even Dream Team 2, even the 2000 team with KG and those guys, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Vince Carter, Gary Payton, you never had to worry about, are guys going to get their touches? And I feel like those conversations are coming up more than ever in terms of like usage. And you got to balance the team out with like role players. And it's like, that's a problem in itself for me. We should be able to take the top guys in each position from top to bottom, and you just figure it out. You should never have to say, all right, we need to bring this guy in because, like Melo said to me, we knew you wasn't going to be no issue. We're just doing your job.
Yeah, but I think one thing you forget, it's a culture that was built too. Like you don't forget, you always spoke about it with Coach K and the culture he built. You know what I mean? Like you didn't even at one point, once, I guess not even to bring up Iverson, but Iverson's team, when they're viewed as like failures or whatever, or selfish, and try to do that label. I feel for like the next 3 or 4 Olympics, the whole energy, even working with Kobe and all those dudes, is like, now we got to make sure this is a team atmosphere and team camaraderie. Whatever happened in the past situations now where you have to like really bring it in, it's like you might hear dudes, conversations come out and be like, well, shoot, Kobe ain't start. Well, there's no Kobe. You know what I mean? That was a real narrative and real conversation to be had, as opposed to 6-7 years ago. It's like, all right, perfect. I'm blessed to be on this USA team. Like if I get 2 minutes, I'm gonna get 2 minutes. Like even when you look at Mike Red finished a whole workout and literally wore a suit for his Team USA interview. And he was like, bro, I just want to be on the team. I know how big of a deal this is. Call it a day. I think now when we're sitting still, it's not nobody's fault, but everybody's trying to figure out, and it makes the game in a great place, who's taking that next step on the world stage For 10 and 12 years, we already had the head honchos. Now it's like Tatum got to make up for what just occurred. Maybe Jaylen Brown gets invited and it's like, hey, G, shit, I'm one of the best. You know what I mean? KD might still have to make up for some stuff. Brian is like, yo, I'm going to get the trap back jumping.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's different type of legacies, but I think with a new voice, new coach, you know, Steve just has to continue to build that culture on what Team USA basketball is. And granted, it's probably even tougher because the game has become so much more popular that, like we said, with the narrative of like the NBA All-Star Game and championship, like the game's the best it's ever been, but the perception is just being spoken loudly from people that don't understand or casuals. You understand?
For sure. But I'm interested. I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting summer. I just saw in Joel, he's super excited. He said he'll be ready to go. I think that environment is going to help him out a lot. You know, if that team's able to win gold, I think you're going to have a handful of guys who are going to take that momentum into the regular season. That's Ant Edwards. That's Joel Embiid. Mainly those two. If PG possibility to get there.
I want Jaylen Brown on Team USA. I think that'd be great.
I think it'd be great. But like again, I think we've allowed too many folks outside our game. We let their opinions seep into their opinions seep in, and perception has become reality. And so we want to allow certain guys in because we let the narrative that isn't true be like the end all be all. And Jalen's a part of that. Kyrie's a part of that. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, we got greatness. We got to let them go out there and figure it out. So regardless, we got a stacked team, and I think the guys will figure it out. They got a short period of time to figure it out, but you know it's going to be super important. They just got to be locked in every second of every moment while they're in. That's what I think most people don't understand. Is like you don't have much time. The other countries, they've been playing ball with each other since they were 12, 13 years old, and they always come together every single summer. So they just know each other well. Whereas us, we got a month, we got 5 weeks to figure it out. And it's like you got to use each and every second of those 5-6 weeks to like really become one and just get the job done. Because there's nothing like the worst thing about being on USA basketball team is you only got one choice: is get the gold or you're a failure forever. And so it's like it's not even fun to win the gold. It's just like, all right, cool, we just did what we got to do. Good job. We handled business. Let's go back home.
Yeah, but sure, that's what I want. Just handle business and call it a day. So you can legit, everything that's being told, it's like, you don't be around when you might be across the waters and you might bump into, shout out to Bodan Bogdanovic from Atlanta. I think that's his name, Bogdanovic from Atlanta. Like him and his homies back in the day when we did one of them NBA things, like they were prepping for like, talking about, you know, this next Olympics we'll do this and that next Olympics we'll do that. And like, it's real combos. And you like, bro, you know, like, me and the homies on this bus would beat the shit out y'all then. But like the fact that like your friend ain't tell you that they not fucking with Brian, they not fucking with the top 35 is beyond me, because the top 35 is scared. So that's why I just want to go over there, beat the shit out of folks, and then we be like, yo, does anybody know this is like year 8,000 that we keep doing this basketball comparison? One time we had Michael Wilbon on the show, you know, the honorable journalist from ESPN, Pardon the Interruption, and he shared some dope stories about his time covering the 1992 Dream Team. How do you feel about the narrative of, you know, the NBA kind of losing the American player, or the narrative that keeps getting driven? And, you know, what can you say that's true or false about it? And what can, you know, we do as Americans to really, you know, solidify, you know, going against that narrative, as opposed to having to wait till the Olympics and we kick the shit out of everybody?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, I covered the Dream Team. I mean, I was there with them from camp in San Diego to Monte Carlo to Barcelona. I was with those guys. I knew them all. I never got to know like 4 guys out of the 12 well.
Christian
I got to know Stockton well, but nobody ever got to know him.
Okay.
I didn't know Larry that well. That was just maybe me. I didn't know Larry that well. But, you know, Magic and Michael and Charles and Chris Mullin and David Robinson. I saw David Robinson play in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've known David since he was, you know.
When he was 6'6".
Yeah, when he was 6'6". And Dre could walk down the basketball floor on his hands. The whole length of the court. Yep.
He was always a specimen like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, at 6'6", he was unbelievable.
He was 6'6". He grew like 5 inches in the Army or Navy. In the Navy.
In one summer.
Navy.
And he's lucky because if he had grown the earlier summer, he wouldn't have been in. They couldn't have accepted him. But he grew and they let him in. And so I would go see. They said, "Hey, you got to come see this guy, David Robinson." I said, "I just came and saw him last year, the 6'6" kid." They're like, "Yeah, well, he's the 7'1" kid." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'll be right there." So I saw David most of those guys on the Dream Team, Patrick, I covered Georgetown basketball. So not 8 of the 12 guys or 9 of the 12 guys I knew really well. But I'm gonna tell you, man, the narrative is only gonna change if we become less arrogant about it.
I know.
I mean, we, America as a culture, not just, my kid I got a 16-year-old playing, and he plays for one of the coaches who's one of the 18 and under coaches of USA basketball. So I'm very aware of it. The last 5 MVPs, foreign born, and it won't just be Europe. So I was with Masai Ujiri a couple weeks ago. We had breakfast in LA. I'm gonna tell you, man.
That ABL.
Yes. So the ABL and just African basketball in general, European basketball, because they idolize, their idols were those players in '92 and then subsequent to that. I mean, I know Tony Kukoc. One of the reasons why they killed him in the Olympics, he was scared. He idolized them. Yeah. When I got to know Tony and play golf with him and talk about how he felt about Scottie and Michael, even when he had to go against them, he was terrified because he idolized them. So now you got all these generations coming up, and they're emulating our players, our culture. They're not scared of it. They're not intimidated by it. It's what they do. I went to China just before the pandemic, and I saw the fanaticism over world basketball in China. Yeah, they waking up to watch games, NBA games at 8 a.m. You guys know this because you visited more countries and playing than I have. But Evan, I don't know that narrative is going to change. So I was just doing a little recon work on the draft coming up. The draft might be 2 French kids at the top again.
Yeah.
ET, what they say about the draft this year?
So they said it was arguably one of the worst drafts in the history of the draft. So the one of the French kids is, what's his name? Jeremy Rescher. What's his name?
Yeah, you're pronouncing it better than I would, but we talking about the same kid.
Yeah, we talking about the same
But if it ain't those kids and the star kid, if it's not those kids at the top, they're saying this would be, so of course, we're hearing the same things because we're talking to probably a lot of the same people. Yeah. But the world, I just think that it's going to be good to be world inclusive, because what our kids are going to see, because I tell my kid this all the time. We went to see a soccer game last week, and I said, "You accept all these foreign-born soccer players, don't you?" We were in London. We went for his 16th birthday. So I think our kids need to see that global sport, and it became global because of that 92 team and the 88 team that lost, by the way. I covered John Thompson's team. That team lost. David Robinson was on that team. Hersey Hawkins.
Oh, Hersey. Chicago. Okay.
Thinking the Chicago guys.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking about him first. But that team lost.
Was Mully on that team?
Huh?
Was Mully on that team? Chris Mullins?
No, Mully wasn't on that team. Dan Marley was on that team.
Dan Marley
was on that team. So I just think, this is an important, we can just do a whole thing on this topic. Obviously, you guys know that because you're in it. But I've been talking to some people. I've been talking to our people in USA Basketball. They worried.
Are they?
Yeah. Dre think I'm playing. Dre.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
They worried. You know why? You know why? Because Dre, you're the perfect example of this.
You're talking to media people. You weren't talking to USA.
Oh no. I'm talking to no. I ain't talking to no media people. I'm talking to basketball people. Okay, I'm talking to
I know why they're worried though.
Here's main reason. You know this better than anybody will ever know. You know what it's like to be part of a unit that stayed together and trusted each other and lived together and played together, like slapping them teams together overnight.
Yeah.
Teams in France and Germany and Spain, they too good to just slap teams together, had that all-star format. Yeah. So I'm like, because I can't mention who I asked, but I asked one of our USA Basketball people, I said, hey, is this going to be that hard? And he was like, hard. Like, come on now, don't be like young players. You travel the world, you see this. And then I start hearing about, hey man, it's going to be one Olympics too early for the African teams. But in 2028 and 2032, it's going to be another whole movement. It's going to look like Europe in 92, 96 when they beat it. I was there in 04. I watched us get our ass kicked.
Yeah. No, but I believe in that too, because I'm like, you pump the same stuff into the Africa basketball leagues you pumped into China.
Yeah.
Or you pump in even to like Europe. I mean, and I'm not, we always say, I joke with Dre, I'm like, bro, I don't know what was made in that soil, but y'all are superhuman. And then you add that in with, but I'm just saying, you just add that in with discipline, you add that in with resources and funds.
Coaching.
And coaching and a natural ability of what we already have. I mean, you look at Embiid, he started playing basketball like 7 years ago, and he's the greatest, you know what I mean, the best big of all time.
Yeah.
Look at the stars or some of the French people, some of the French players that were produced, from an African descent. I understand where you're coming from. All right, enough reminiscing. I want to get to the big debate. Which is the best Team USA of all time? Can Andre's 2012 team have beat MJ's dream team? I would love to see both teams match up against each other.
We promised last week. I've already gotten some interesting interaction on Twitter. It's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. We went from best NBA team ever, or just debating those two, the Bulls and 96 Bulls and the 17 Warriors. And now it's going from greatest team of all time, like just assembled, like any team assembled. And we had the dream team, obviously. We know which was the first team to go into the Olympics as professionals, and then the 2012 squad. It was kind of like everybody was meshing together in their primes from that 2012 squad with KD, Bron, Kobe, that crew. So that's the debate. Me, I've always said any team with Michael Jordan on it is probably the greatest team of all time.
Yeah.
But I want to give some backstory of why my mind was changed. And, I won't speak for this particular guy because, he's one of them guys. And when he said this, it changed my mind. And I had a different view after he said it. He said, why would we not consider ourselves one of the best of all time? If you break down our crew, who really beating us? And why shouldn't we have that type of confidence when we go out here and play? And this was early on, and I had a different type of energy about me when I went out and played. I'm like, I'm on the best team of all time. Yeah. And it kind of, and ever since then, I've been saying, I'm really believing that. And here's my take on it. Obviously, KD was going crazy.
Of course, I get that. Yeah.
Bron was in his bag. Bron was Bron. Bron.
Yeah, so you got a top two player ever. Okay.
And then we got Kobe.
Okay.
Who could be argued top two ever.
Top 10. We'll do that.
Top 10, sure. They're gonna say, but we Kobe fans. Right. And let's not forget, CP is one of them guys.
CP definitely is one of those guys. So I'll give you CP.
Here's my one.
I don't give you David Robinson over Chandler or Love. Y'all would have had a problem with him.
Okay, here's where we have problems, right? Yeah. Here's where I give you, right? We'll have problems with David Robinson, Ewing, Malone,
Barkley for sure.
But you can only play two of those at a time. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, Magic was toward the end and Bird was toward the end.
Of course, yes. I'll give you that. That's what I said. It depends on what level you're throwing Magic and Bird at.
Are we going with that in that time? Because Kobe was still Kobe, but he wasn't Kobe. He was just Kobe. He wasn't Kobe. He was just Kobe.
No, he showed up for Spain, though.
He showed up for Spain, Argentina, Lithuania. When we needed him,
he was Kobe.
He came through, big time. Yeah. And let's not forget, because the NBA will do this from time to time. They'll make you forget a guy who's one of those guys. Carmelo Anthony
I think he broke the all-time scoring record. Yeah, he broke the record or something.
And he broke the record for threes in the game. I think he made 10. He made like 10 threes against Nigeria. I mean, it was the biggest deficit ever, the biggest win margin ever.
Right.
You know, I got some flack for that. I got a couple death threats from that. That was interesting. Because playing against Nigeria.
Yeah, against Nigeria.
Darren Williams at one point was he was known as he had the edge on Chris Paul. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I give you that. But during that time, that's still not fucking with a Stockton. You think?
Now, you know my take.
You know my take as well, too. I'm just saying, 2 years after that, Stockton's going to battle with one of arguably the best team ever twice.
No, and he took them L's. And he took that L with Scotty Burrell, Judd Bushler, Steve Kerr on the court. You know what I say? If you see them two on the court at the same time,
yeah, you're right.
We getting rid of them.
You're right. You're right.
But I'm a Stockton fan. I am. But CP, I'm taking over Stockton.
Okay.
And Darren, when Darren is Darren, you see he was putting people on that hardwood.
No, you're right, bro. I want to argue with you.
And Russ was Russ. Russ was not. Russ was Russ.
No, Russ is Russ. Don't let me get that wrong. But what was 2012 Russ? All-star, of course, but that was still that's 3-year Russ. That's a baby Russ type. But I guess
they just went to the finals.
He was in the finals. Don't let me get that wrong.
He's putting up 40 in the finals. I just saw that. I just did the recap on it. Russ was Russ because Russ was big for us off the bench. Like he was just a smart.
Yeah. No, I think the top players, when you break down the top players, are more in prime than anything. Like.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. We were more in our prime versus them. Like it's because if we see Bird in his prime and Magic in his prime, I might have a different answer. Yeah.
No, but my only thing too is, do you equate dominance? So now at what level do you equate? Because at the end of the day, we still, with all that said, the Dream Team past their time or past whatever, they still won every game by an average of what, 40 something?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
All right. So that's all I'm saying. You got to
take that. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. You're right. But we had the largest a margin of victory in Olympic history when we beat Nigeria by 80-some points.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. No, I dig that, and that sound about right.
And Nigeria they weren't trash. They competed. They were solid.
I mean, 87 points, bro. On a
we just
that's aggressive,
bro. We had one of them games where everybody was in their prime, and I made the
87 points, dog. Should never happen anyway.
I made the shot to break the record for largest margin of victory in the game.
87 points, dog, is OD.
Now Pippen was a problem.
Pippen was still a problem. So this is the only thing I'm gonna say that might match up. The only one maniacal enough, and don't let me say this and get this crazy. And I give it the only one crazy enough to go head to head with an MJ is Kobe will make me feel better neutral wise. You know what I mean? Like neutralizing MJ. And then maybe CP's tenacity, bruh. But like
CP got CP got that. I don't know. He got that winner's gene. He got that gene where he would find a way.
No, absolutely. Up until, April 28th. And then you understand what I'm saying? But then what I'm just saying, we never hit the court with MJ, bro. Never.
Well, so I don't think any of us are in his vicinity. Like when people, there's nothing wrong with being second to MJ. There's nothing wrong with that. And I hate when we try to compare people to MJ and then it's like, it's not even close. And it's like, we're not even saying that. It's just, we really don't deserve to be on the court with him. That's just my take.
And that's what I'm saying. So sometimes we leave out, we'll do a number 1 or number 2 ranking and we don't show how high up number 1 might be.
Oh yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I agree. You said a lot of great factors, but then I go back to Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and I'm like, nobody has ever breathed the same air quote. Like, I don't care how competitive you are. I'm talking about how great he is.
I got one for you. I got an analogy for you. So I think you can probably Google this or find a YouTube video. It's an Instagram video that's been going on for a couple of years, and it's showing the gold, what every country holds in gold, and it starts like small like one of your smaller GDP countries, and then it goes up a little by little by little, and it kind of goes in a circle up like a staircase, right? And it gives you a scale to how much gold like America and China has compared to everyone else.
It's OD.
It's OD. When you see the scale of it, it's like you see, what's the largest animal? An elephant, right? Like a mammoth.
Yeah.
And then like the next, like the next, like that's number 1, and maybe number 2 is close. But then you get to like number 3 and 4, it's like an ant. That's the scale of gold we had compared to everyone else. That's the difference I'm talking about.
Yeah. Can we
Michael Jordan is that?
Oh, right.
I'm saying.
No, and that's what I'm saying too. Like when you break it down, like he's at that level. So I don't know how good a shape y'all would have been in, because like, do you understand? I'm well aware of it, because when you break it down, I say Kobe could be close enough, but Kobe's just a human version of Michael.
True, there it is.
Do you understand what I'm saying? A human version of Michael.
A human
now
version.
Imagine how wild that is.
Yep.
Now let me say this one last statement on this. So we said America and China had the 2 most medals. I want to go on a limb and say that America had all the black folks hop back on the boat back home. America would be up there with like Switzerland. So, gold medals, and then like maybe Nigeria be giving out them 87-point beatings.
It's all facts. But I wasn't building the boats. I didn't come up with the plan.
No, I hear you, man.
Point forward.
Thanks again for checking out another episode of Point Forward. Make sure you check out Team USA in Paris, and make sure you support all the great Olympians out there.